Hey everyone, it is Mel the Scientist, and welcome to a Christmas Eve live stream of Chainsaw Man, episode 11, recap and discussion. I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy tomorrow as well. As you can see, I'm in a different location. I'm at my father's house, getting ready to be with my family tomorrow, and that explains all of the liquor that you see around me. This is not mine at all. um, but yeah, I'm just here chilling. It's a little cold, so I'm just gonna be wearing this the whole time. Excuse that, and my hat as well. So yeah, that's just gonna how it's gonna be because I'm cold. I can't. It's a little too cold in here. I mean, it's yesterday. I had to go out in 17-degree weather. When I was dropping off some post office orders for my jewelry business, and my hands literally stung from the cold when I was walking, and I had two pairs of gloves on, so you can imagine, or you probably can if you're not from the East Coast. Or yeah, be lucky wherever you are that it is not as cold as it is here. Because even though I'm born in this area, it's the cold has just never been my best friend ever. Um, so yeah, I can't bear to be cold, unfortunately. That's why I went to school in Louisiana, in New Orleans. It was great actually. It did get a little cold in like my upperclassmen years, but I remember one day in February, it was 80 degrees, and I was like, you'll never experience this anywhere else. I mean, there are places where you can, but like certainly not on the East Coast in February. No, not while it's still winter. Oh no, ma'am. But thanks for being here. Let me know if you are here in the comments. Happy to have you. Oh, that's right. Before we move on, as you guys know, I love Alice in Borderland. Season 2 came out, and I binge watched all of it in a day because it was that good. I didn't get to like read the novel or whatever, so I didn't know if it was going to end after this season, but yeah, they wrapped it all up. So, I mean, actually, as good as it was, I do wish there was more, but at the same time, I'm glad that I have the whole entire storyline because all of it was just great. And I'm definitely going to have a separate discussion about Alice in Borderland. I'll also I'll say in the comments, maybe what day is probably good to do that. It's going to be definitely during this break. We'll talk about it for sure. I'll let people get a chance to watch it all if they haven't already, because I spent the entire day in the living room just watching it. I know people probably didn't have the same amount of time that I did. um, so yeah, but I enjoyed it. It was really fun. Also, my second channel, Mel the Gamer, is still up and about. I just posted my ninth video, which is the ninth part of the Aliens Fireteam Elite game. You can see me screaming, being terrified of everything that's in my way that I have to try and kill, um, and stopping alien ships and stuff, and dealing with xenomorphs. It's all it's all too stressful. But they're all filmed. They're all coming out at least every 2 days, and yeah, it's just been really fun having a second channel to do all my gaming stuff with, and I'll be recording more stuff. Probably recording a session after this live stream, and uh, yeah, subscribe to Mel the Gamer. I'll be sure to talk about that more after the recap and discussion. But let's get into Chainsaw Man episode 11, which introduced some characters to us as well. So, we started the episode with where we ended up last, and Aki is going to speak to the future devil so that he can get an even greater contract than the ones that he's had previously. Um, Honestly, it doesn't seem like it's better than what he's had before. But we'll talk about it. So he meets him. Oh, hey, Brandon, how are you? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, this is how the future devil looks. Interesting design. And he just keeps saying the future rules the entire time. I actually thought he was just going to be that one eyeball like they showed in the previous episode. Um, but yeah, he looks like this. So interesting. And he has a interesting personality as well. But he's like, well, um, this is what happens. You got to get inside my gut, and that way I'll tell you your future. And so he does it, and he is willing to be. Well, I'd say the bargain for Aki is probably a lot softer than the like when they were saying that the last two people who had a contract with the Future Devil, one lost half of his lifespan, and the second one lost his lost both of his eyes, sense of smell, and taste, not touch. I was about to say not definitely not touch, sense of taste, and that's just disgusting. I would never do that. I just have to rely on skill alone for doing a contract like that. But safe to say, Aki got off very easily because he agrees to lend him his power if he can just live in his right eye. And that's pretty much it. So he got off really easy. I mean, probably the easiest out of any character that's had a contract so far. I mean, he really hasn't had to sacrifice anything. I mean, as long as he can still, if he can still see in his right eye, which I'm assuming he can, um, then yeah, it. I'd say he got off a lot better than most people who have double contracts. So, yep. So they're going to be working together from now on. Hopefully, Aki will be able to have much more ability to fight the Yakuza or anybody, the Gun Devil and stuff. So we're all good on that, on there. So we then cut to what's his name from Special Division 1. And as you know, he's been teaching and fighting, killing Denji over and over again, knocking Power unconscious for the past however long. They didn't really say, but they actually managed to get a hit on him. They actually show him like with a cut on his face. So I'm guessing he was very impressed by that, the fact that they were able to do that at all. So he was like, "Oh, okay, I think we can cut our sessions down now. You guys seem to be proving yourselves." Um, oh, great art design. Are you talking about Chainsaw Man itself? Because if so, yeah, definitely. I think it's the same people who it's the Mappa people, right? If I'm not correct. Uh, yeah, but they do really good. They do really good animation. They did the fourth season of Attack on Titan. I know that because that's my favorite one ever. um, but yeah, I think they do that too. It is really good animation. So yeah, so they're cutting back to. He's gonna agree to cut back to like once a week training, and yeah, they seem to prove themselves. We didn't really see a training montage or anything. Um, oh, the particular shot. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, cause the the ground and them, their clothes. Yeah, this show really does have some good attention to detail. It is pretty impressive. Um, so yep, he's gonna cut back to once a week, and that was pretty much that. I actually kind of wish we did see a bit of a training montage because last week they both got their asses whipped, and I thought we were going to see more of those interactions of them being trained. But hey, because this week and they've already proven themselves, so good for them. I guess they're just like we're just going to cut down to the business now. So then it cuts to a scene where a Special Division 1 guy, I really forgot his name. I'll know it next time I see it. For me, I just need a bit of repetition, especially with Japanese names. I actually know all of the names of Class 1A and some of Class 1B, but Class 1A of My Hero Academia, I actually know all 20 names. Not like, probably not their first names, but definitely all of their family names. The names that they all, call each other. I know everyone's. And that's because I kind of binge watched like all of it, pretty much every episode. So, and I love them all to death. I love Class 1A. They're pretty funny. But I actually know all the names. I'm so proud of myself. Some I actually know both family and first name. Uh, so yeah, just a little fact right there. So it cuts to what's her name, Makima and Special Division One guy um in it's either a restaurant or one of them's home. Beautiful either way. Um, but yeah, they're sitting there, they're chatting, and Makima is like, she's like, I hope you'll be able to continue working with Denji and Power and getting them to be the best they can be, blah blah blah. Just niceties and stuff. And he was like, I actually am growing to be fond of them, and of course he would. But yeah, he likes working with them, so that's good. Then he also gets into Makima because he wants to address that, or he at least wants her to admit that she definitely knew that the assault on the special divisions, um, they already knew about. She already knew it was going to happen, and he was like, "You definitely knew it was going to happen, and you just kind of like let it happen." Without stopping it. But he was like, honestly, it doesn't really matter to me as long as you're doing it for a good reason and you're serving mankind in the best way, or if this is going to lead to um, them being stopped or just having positive results in general, then he was like, then I won't really say anything about it, or I don't really care. But he's like, I just hope that that's what it is and that it's not for any selfish reasons. Because this is the government, and we all know that things can be accidental or very much planned, and probably not for good reason, but for very self serving interests. Um, I see. I'm new to this show, so I'm just soaking in your notes. Oh, awesome. Chainsaw Man is actually it's definitely my genre, especially as someone whose first anime was Attack on Titan. I don't count the ones that I grew up watching like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff because that's just completely different. Like that was on Saturday mornings and stuff. I don't count that. But like my first like anime that I like when I was actually like I'm going to start watching anime today was Attack on Titan. So like that, and also as an October baby, I love horror, sci-fi and stuff. So like that genre just really speaks to me. I love it. I love when it's really well done. Attack on Titan, I just feel like is a masterclass in horror, suspense, thriller, storytelling. And so pretty much anything like that, um, or just anything that's just cool like this is is it's just I like it. I'm attracted to it. So when I heard that Chainsaw Man was going to be coming out, I was like, wow, I definitely gotta check this out and do some reviews on it because I'm attracted to these kinds of themes. So um, yeah, that's why I wanted to review this show, and it's definitely, I would say, well, I can't really say because I haven't watched all the anime in the world, so I don't know if it's entirely unique. But it's really good, and honestly, that's all I care about. So yes, we'll see if the quality stays consistent throughout the season. But yeah, I mean, I heard that it was a really popular manga, so I also wanted to get into it. So yeah, so that's why I'm here now. Um, but yeah, so yeah, he's like, as long as you're actually doing this for all the right reasons, then I don't care. Like, what if you knew that everyone was going to be assaulted um, by the yakuza and stuff? Um, would I ever consider doing a watch along? It's actually kind of embarrassing, but I don't really know how to do those. I just started my channel in like April, and there's kind of some things that I still don't really know how to do yet that I haven't really bothered to look up because I also have a job as well, and I can be pretty busy sometimes, so I just can't be bothered to look some stuff up yet. But I'm gonna try and do like live reactions and then do recaps afterwards. So yeah, that kind of thing. But I'll learn how to do it. I'll definitely learn how to do it and be able to do live reactions. Cause what I do is I watch it once, just so I can get the episode, understand the episode. And then I'll watch it twice, and I take these individual pictures, um, and then put them on a slideshow, and then I do that. There's this YouTuber who that I follow who kind of did that kind of thing. They're recapping, so I kind of just followed that thing. Yeah, so honestly, I'm an old woman when it comes to technology. I'm 24, but I really am an old woman when it comes to tech. Like it's something that I just have to admit because I'm not going to sit here and embarrass myself. If I don't know how to do something, I don't know how to do something, but I'll learn. I'll definitely learn. And I'll definitely be able to have some live reactions soon, especially because there are other shows that I love that'll be having some seasons coming up, and I want to review those too. Um, but I know it's always fun to get live reactions. So that's it's a work in progress. It's gonna be done. But thanks for asking. And so she's Makima, when she hears that, she's like, well, um, if public safety will be able to have like a lot more freedom, um, and we'll be able to do like more work and have more attention. Um, and she's just kind of like, I don't know, she's kind of capping out of her butt, to be honest. It is kind of like a bunch of BS. Oh no, that's fine, please. Like, I wanted this type of interaction from the beginning. Usually it's me just kind of talking to myself. Um, and asking people to to like tune in if they watch and talk along with this, a recap and discussion. So like, feel free to chat with me. It doesn't matter how long this is. The reason why they're so short is because I'm just sitting here talking to myself. um but no, absolutely not. Please continue to comment as much as you want. Please, I welcome it. um so so she pretty much just starts capping, and he's like, "Ah, you're lying. I know you didn't. I know you knew about this." Um, and she just kind of gives this little smirk. I mean, her abilities are wild. Um, so yeah, no problem, Brandon. Um, so meanwhile, we are downtown, and the yakuza, along with that girl, are well, they know that the police are about to come and get them, and they are in their room, away from their boss or whatever, and they're trying to figure out how to get out of there. And Samurai Sword is like, "Oh, he's still on his I want to kill Denji phase," and I'm just like, "Really, bruh? Like, he didn't kill your grandfather. Your grandfather killed him, first of all. Second of all, he formed a contract with the zombie devil and then died. So that was all on him. Second of all, like I've been saying in multiple episodes, he got what he deserved. You literally took this. I mean, you first of all, you killed this boy's father because he didn't pay his. Oh no, he his father killed himself, but you made this boy like try. You forced him to try and pick up the slack for his father's debts, and he's like, he looked like 7 or 8 or something, and like, you didn't give him a roof over his head, you didn't feed him, you forced this poor boy to live on the streets with a dang chainsaw dog, and like, and you're really mad that he's dead. Like, he killed his own self, but also he deserved everything, so he's still pissy over that. Yeah, watch the first episode. The first episode is, if you don't watch any other episode, watch the first one, and then watch the other ones afterwards, to be honest. But the first episode will give you Denji's entire like story in that one episode, and then they'll start talking about everybody else. Uh, so yeah, it's just weird. So his grandfather was a yakuza member. I don't know if he was a boss, but he was definitely a yakuza member. And uh, Denji had been devil hunting to pay just to have some food. To be honest, he had this little shack somewhere, but it wasn't a house, and he pretty much just raised himself and did whatever he needed to do. Um, so yeah, I don't know what this man's problem is in trying to kill him because yeah, I just don't get it. It's just completely selfish. Um, so also a first episode reference. Um, they have a whole army of people that the grandfather left behind. So it's the English dub. I've been watching it sub. I don't really watch English dub unless I really chose to watch it in English. I'd say more than likely I'm going to watch it in sub unless unless the dub just really didn't bother me. Um, so I've been watching it subbed. And the sub is obviously fine. It's the native, the native tongue. So I appreciate it over the dub like any day. Sometimes the dub can just sound ridiculous. um, unless Hunter X Hunter, I love Hunter X Hunter, and I haven't watched it in Japanese, because I think the voice actors in Hunter X Hunter like do a really good job. Um, and yeah, so it really just depends for me. Also, the English dub in Black Butler, like I watched Black Butler in English, mostly because it takes place in London. So and the characters do try to have the English accent and stuff. So they do that. It really depends. I have no idea, but try it out and see. I watch mine on Hulu, and they should have a dub episode for every sub episode. Sub is harder for me to keep track of because they speak so well. Yeah, like okay, so I've been watching. Well, okay, so I think the thing with me is why it's not a problem for me is because I kind of grew up having my stuff on cap. Yeah, it's on Hulu as well. I don't have my Crunchyroll account yet, and I've been watching it on Hulu since I found out it was on Hulu. I've been watching it since episode one. They should have the dubbed episodes by now. Um, they don't have it on Funimation. That's why I watched it on Hulu. Um, that shows the reason why I had to get rid of my Hulu ads free account. I don't like Hulu at all, but I do what I have to. um, but yeah, I kind of grew up watching like having captions while movies were playing, just because that my mother always did that. So I've always grown up with captions on the screen. So even if it's the same, how come? What are you? How come? I don't like Hulu, or let me know specifically what it is. Um, but I always grew up with captions on the screen, and that's why it's actually not hard for me to look at subtitles at all. Yeah, because Hulu ads just do a little too much for me, and it's not even as close to as good as other services that don't have ads. So it's just like, why would you have ads? You're not even as good as the other streaming services. It just doesn't make any sense logically. Um, and they're just a little too long. Uh, so yeah, I really wasn't trying to pay for Hulu, but I think after I finish Chainsaw Man, I'm probably gonna put it back to ads because I don't watch Hulu. I don't really go on Hulu. But like I said, Funimation didn't have it, so that's why I had to. I know, right? Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. um, but that was my logic. I should just make. It's like you're not the number one streaming service, so don't act like you are. No shade, but um. So yeah, getting back to the story. Um, the grandfather who initially killed Denji in the first episode, um, he left the whole army of zombies. So I don't know how they got these zombies because didn't oh shoot, now that I think about it, Denji killed everybody. He killed everyone in that first episode. So where did they come from? Oh great. Now I'm asking this question. Um I don't know where they got them. Wow. Okay, well I'm gonna have to, cause yeah, it's an army of zombies made up of deadbeats, but like I was why was I thinking that was left from the first episode? Because Denji annihilated everybody, um, and the grandfather's did. So he was saying that that was a parting gift that his granddad left behind. How did they get this? I don't know. They're gonna have to answer that question in the next episode because now I'm thinking too hard about it. But so yeah, they got a whole army of zombies down in the basement, and but the special division is gonna take care of it. What are those things on their heads? Um, I, what is, I think, I actually forgot this, what the scene looked like, the motion. um, so these people are, all people that got bit by zombies or other human zombies, and this was all a result of being, having a contract with the zombie devil, which you'll see in episode 1. They pretty much just all look like that. I don't know, but yeah, that's just kind of how they all look. They just look disgusting, pretty much. Actually, you'll see one of the special division actually eats a head, um, and that was disturbing. um, the in the car, Aki is being driven by those two who were there to train him and the other humans on the Special Division 4. Uh, and the dude of those two, the boy, he was like, honestly, Aki, I really don't see how you have this mindset to kill the gun devil because y'all couldn't even defeat um, the Yakuza who just pretty much murdered almost everyone in public safety. And then also he was like, and then also there's the gun devil who literally was able to kill 1 million people in a day, or probably like even at the same moment, including his family. Um, so he was like, honestly, like your whole ambition just kind of pisses me off a little bit because that doesn't make any sense and it's not realistic. And Aki was like, yeah, I get it. And if I do die, then you can just laugh. It's fine. I don't care. But if you can just sit back and watch in the meantime while I kill the gun devil, because I really have no other reason to go on except to make sure that it's destroyed. Um, so yeah, he's like, yeah, that's kind of like a you problem because I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. Um, the dude gives him one last piece of advice, and it was what he said to him in the last episode about how everyone who works in the special division is crazy. So watch yourself. But I mean, we all knew that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the special division. Uh, so yeah, I guess he felt like saying that again to emphasize it. So this is where things get like this is where things go off. So Makima has a meeting with the boss, the dude who's the boss of like um Samurai Sword and all those dudes that were in the previous scene. He's the boss of them and these dudes in the room as well. And he's telling Makima, he was like, I sorry that happened. I didn't tell them to do that. It was actually that girl, the Sawatari woman, the one who has the contract with the Snake Devil. She's the one who actually got them uh, into forming contracts with the Gun Devil. So apparently, this is all her doing. She got them interested in doing that, and the rest of them in the group didn't want to do it. But how he doesn't have control of them, but he's the boss, I don't know. But the animation is similar to the animated sequence, and actually, yeah, it kind of is. For that to be one of my favorite movies, I can't believe I never even thought of that. um, I mean, because that was 2003, obviously, and the animation has gotten way better, and more like fluid. Um, and they kind of move a little bit more natural now. I see them kind of working hard to animate them a little bit more fluid. So it's definitely not the same, but that was I'd say one of the best scenes in the entire movie was that animated sequence. And it was there for design anyway. It was there by design, but yeah, it was really good. And it does kind of give those vibes as well. Um, so yeah, that girl is the reason why the younger part of this mafia group, the yakuza. They're the ones who killed the public service, public safety agents, and did all that foolishness. But he was like, that wasn't me. So Makima asked him to write down the names of all those mafia members who got the Gun Devil contract. Um, and then she was like, also their families as well. And I was like, oh no. And he was like, I can't do that really because what's the next one? Oh, okay. He was like, yeah, I can't do that because that would start a war between the families. And I don't want that. He was like, and then he started getting into some BS about the Yakuza being a necessary evil, and making sure that the Chinese and Soviet gangs don't run rampant in Japan, and just kind of just keeping Japan safe from foreign mafia and stuff. And he was like, we need to be here, and I don't know, some other stuff. But what they do is okay still. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry to ask so many questions, but who exactly are the protagonists again? It is a bit of an. So the first episode, it's obviously dingy, but it's kind of more of an ensemble cast, I would say. In this, usually ensemble casts are reserved for like live action stuff, but they really have been giving more characters a lot of time, or just like it starts with Denji, and it's like he is Chainsaw Man and whatever, but they've really been focusing on other characters. Like he's just kind of been in the episodes, but there hasn't been there hasn't been an episode for a minute that's actually centered around him. Um, so I mean, like, and then it's always either with Power, the Fiend, the Blood Fiend. So those two are always together now. So there really hasn't been an episode that's kind of solely focused on him. So it's really been more of an ensemble. Um, uh, so like, I actually, I actually haven't watched Game of Thrones, to be honest. It seems like it would be my type, but I didn't. First of all, I didn't have I didn't grow up with cable, so I didn't have like access to like watch it immediately. I still grew up on antenna television, and I still have antenna television. Um, so honestly, HBO Max was the only kind of way that I was able to access Game of Thrones, and I still haven't. But by that time, it was all over. So like, yeah, I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't really know, but I think it is going to be one of those shows that really like gives you new characters and focuses on their timeline. And Denji will always be there. And I mean, the what's going on right now is that the Gun Devil wants Denji's heart, and so the assault on the public safety division was because they wanted to kill everyone and also get Denji's heart, because the Gun Devil wants him dead. So he is definitely the main focus for this whole entire thing. However, it's just not like focusing on him. And we'll see as episodes go on why the Gun Devil wants him in particular. Because yeah, we don't know what the Gun Devil looks like either. So uh, yeah, and also, oh, I forgot to put in the scene, a picture here that talked about how they all, those young members who made contracts with the Gun Devil, they literally give it, because we don't know its gender, we don't know if it's an object or thing, we don't really know what this thing is, but they these members of the Yakuza, they give it 20,000 yen, and it just gives them ammo and weapons and supplies. I'm just like, wow. And the Yakuza boss, he said something that I literally said the second he said that, and I was like, what does he need money for? And he was like, yeah, fancy that devil's needing money. I was like, yeah, right. Help me understand this. Like, is it like a humanoid figure or something, being able to walk among humans, look like them, and whatever. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. This gun devil is I mean, obviously going to be the main devil focus for season one. Um, uh, a lot to grasp. How many devils? Oh, so many devils. Yeah, 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 yeah. And there's going to be a lot more. Pretty much, there's a devil for literally like any animal, any object, uh, any type of noun, a person, place, a thing. Literally, there's devils for all of it. There's even devils for abstract concepts. Like episodes ago, they had to battle the eternity devil. That's not a person, place, a thing. And then Aki made a contract with the future devil. So like there's like, I mean, infinite like kinds of devils. I'm assuming that have different kinds of contracts that can be made and stuff like that. So we'll just keep seeing more and more and more, and then we'll be introduced to some in this episode as well. Um, and so after he said all that BS about being a necessary evil, Makima gives him well, she puts in front of him this bag, and uh this bag contains things that are special to everyone in the room, and those things being the eyeballs of their parents, grandparents, lovers, friends, associates. She's collected these eyeballs, and I don't know, Makima's crazy. She did that, and he looked in the bag and saw that they were a bunch of eyeballs. So one of the dudes behind her got mad, and he put his hands on her and regretted that instantly. Um, because she gave his butt a nosebleed and made him just fall to the ground useless. Um, and he's not the only one she does that to. Yeah, Makima's like, I really want to know what all she can do, because she can do a little too much. um, like she didn't even have to do anything, and just gave my there's something about her eyes, okay? Because we know she's. I mean, I knew from the jump she wasn't human, but they always keep pointing. They always keep emphasizing her eyeballs, and there's got to be something to that. There's got to be. They wouldn't keep doing a shot at her every time that she's on the screen. They do a separate shot of just her eyes. And I'm like, okay, she can do a lot of stuff. Obviously, um, why she's not even like in charge? In charge? I don't know. But she's definitely in charge of everyone. But it's like her power is little. She's not to be messed with. Um, so yeah, so he gets freaked out. Everyone else gets freaked out, and she's like, "All that stuff you just said just now. Oh, also forgive me if you hear some kind of noise beating in the background. Uh, there are some families in these adjoining apartments that are being very festive right now. Uh, and it's just vibrating throughout this whole apartment, unfortunately. So sorry if you hear that. So yeah, she's like, y'all are just going around terrorizing people, especially if the government itself isn't telling you that it's okay, or if the government doesn't actually have the reins on what y'all are doing, then yeah, this is some BS that you're talking about, and she is not allowing it, to be honest. So then we cut to these three because they're about to go. Um, I don't mind it. It's happening to me as well. Oh, that means you do hear it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Um, yeah, apologies for that. I had no idea. I mean, these apartments, I don't know how you could fit so many. My dad is saying that he can fit pretty much his entire immediate family in here. I don't want to see him do that because it's not even that big in here. But these other families are already getting their pre celebration on, and they are just playing that music. So apologies for that again. Um, so back to these three. So they're outside. They're waiting to go in and start getting the terrorists, the Sawatari and Samurai Sword. All of them. They're all getting ready to. Oh God! Now he started singing. Okay. Thankfully, we're almost at the end. But they're getting ready. This girl Kobani, like, she's still talking about some, I want to go home. And then she was like, then why don't you just go home? Like, you're useless anyway. And I was like, thank you, Denji. I was like, why are you here? Like, stop complaining saying you want to go home. Obviously, we saw in the last couple episodes that you have the ability to fight devils. You literally just evaded the snake devil so easily and was able to chop off the samurai sword's arm. Like, you have the skill. So, like, why are you, like, come on now. I don't like her. Like, she really needs to do something extraordinary squared because she's getting on my nerves. Her and the other dude who sacrificed himself for her. But rip to him. But yeah, she's gonna have to man up, woman up, whatever. Just girl pair. This is her situation. She's gonna have to deal with it. But she's obviously equipped to handle it anyway. So what is the point? Like, for all we know, she's more qualified than they are. I mean, I don't know. Her attitude is just always too low for me. So these two on the other side are feeling good, all their training and stuff. So they feel great. So they're walking in. They're going to take care of the devils. And Special Division One dude, he's explaining to the officers that the Special Division is comprised of, like, pretty much all non-humans. And they have some abilities that you might want to be, like, knowledgeable of. And he starts introducing a couple of them, starting with the shark fiend, who can swim through walls. And once I saw him, he immediately reminded me of Lemillion from My Hero Academia. But he couldn't swim through walls, but his ability to kind of like just go through them just kind of gave me Lemillion a little bit. So yeah, he can swim through walls and he can have this demented shark head and just eat people and stuff. So good for him. And then we have the violence fiend, who has a mask that needs to stay on because he is just that violent. So we'll see more of what he can do, hopefully, because I want to know. And it's like they put gas in his mask or something so that, like, to definitely guarantee that it is not to be taken off, because he's really that violent. But yeah, he seems to be capable as well. Is it the violence fiend or the violence devil? I forgot. Either one. I know there is a difference, but I forget which one. Then we have the spider devil, who can look like a human on the outside. But when she has to get into battle mode, then that's when the legs come out. And he Special Division One, when he was talking while all this was going on, he was like, she can be friendly seeming, but still don't mess with her. And I'm just like, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, so we introduced to her, and then we have the oxymoron of the angel devil. And I just really like an angel devil. I was like, wait, hold on. I think I maybe even paused it. I was like, how was that possible? An angel devil? Like, do you realize you just said, like, the biggest oxymoron in the history ever? So she, like, took one of the zombie heads and just chewed off it, like I needed to see that. And she also has the ability to take many years off of you if you touch her. Or no, your life gets drained away. So depending on, I guess, how long you touch her, you'll just be dying, fast or slow. So it's best not to touch her. And she has no enmity towards humans or whatever. So she's just one of those kind of types. And I would really like to know more about how an angel devil even, like, exists, but whatever. So then we see an example of, like, so Aki, she asks Aki for a handkerchief, and he just kind of doesn't even think about it. He just kind of just gives it to her, and she was like, oh, okay, well, I thought you might want to stay away from me because I can pretty much, end your life by touching you. And I mean, to be honest, he has only two. The cursed devil told him he has 2 years anyway, so it's not. I feel like he was gonna do it either way. He doesn't really care at this point. Um, but yeah, he does it. And he was like, "Well, as long as materials break the contact, right? So I guess you can indirectly touch her, but you can't directly touch her. Um, so that's cool." And so Aki decides to go upstairs and try and find some more terrorists. So he just gets on the elevator, goes up, and fights some other the Yakuza terrorists. And these four come out and they have their guns pointed at him, but then they start getting the nosebleeds that Makima gave that dude in the room. And I'm assuming she did it. She had to have, even though it was from. I mean, she's in a whole nother part of town right now. So how she was able to? Well, when we see what else she could do, in the previous episode, was it the previous episode when she killed all those? I think no. I think it was 2 episodes ago. Um, when she did her prayer thingy. Um, and she had to go to that temple and kill all those people that killed all the public service public I keep wanting to say public service public safety uh, agents. Um, so yeah, they all had that nosebleed and then just kind of passed out. And yeah, it was a lot easier for him to just walk on up and oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's super cold and I love hats. I can't be parted from hats. Summer, winter, fall, spring, I'm pretty much always going to be wearing a hat, especially if it fits my outfit. So I'll probably have one for every color of the rainbow sooner or later. Especially in colors I don't usually work with too. But yeah, I'm a little cold in here, so this had to stay on. Thankfully, my ear headphone set can go around it. That was the most important thing. Um, but yeah, that DC weather, it's atrocious right now. It's oh well, it's 21 degrees in Alexandria, Virginia. So my father lives in Virginia right now. He's a native Washingtonian as well, but he lives out in Virginia right now. But yeah, it's been super cold past couple of days. Yeah, but that's the that's what happens when you live over here. So yeah, so final part of the episode, he um is face to face with the Saratari girl, and she calls the Snake Devil as usual, but the Snake Devil does not look like the Snake Devil. In fact, it is the Ghost Devil that Himeno had a contract with, and it was a total like mind mind uh mind torture moment because they obviously care for each other and stuff like that, and they were partners. So he was like, no way. So I don't know how she's done this, how she's managed to call the Ghost Devil when she said the Snake Devil, but she has control over it. And especially because the Snake Devil cut off the Ghost Devil's head. So how does that's interesting how she has the ability to do that. So yeah, she calls the Snake Devil, but the Ghost Devil appears, and it's now being used to kill Aki, and so he has to fight it, which is probably a bit emotional for him because that's his old partner's devil contract. So yeah, the reason why is he's able to fight it and dodge all of those hands because his contract with the Future Devil allows him to see a little bit into the future. But that's pretty much it. So it's probably just like a few seconds at most. And because last episode I asked what this power would be like. Do you just get to see into the future? Like how much can you see into the future? For it to only be a few seconds, like I'll just take my chances at the present time, to be honest, because like a whole devil contract with um, just to see a couple seconds to the future, and that's not that serious. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of just being rendered useless in this situation, and the ghost devil is able to get a hold of him and starts choking him. because the girl tells it to start choking him to death. So we ended the episode with him being in that pickle, and eventually he'll get out of it. But we will see next episode how he actually does get out of it. But that was the episode, Chainsaw Man episode 11. And yeah, we'll see what happens next episode. Um, yeah, I want to see the Special Division 4 squad a little bit more. They didn't really show them too much, but I'm sure they'll talk. I'm sure they'll have like parts where we really get to see them in action, especially because we were just introduced to them. So they'll definitely get more time in the upcoming episodes. So that's all good. Um, but yeah, that is pretty much it. Before I get off, again, Mel the Gamer, subscribe to that, my gaming channel. I have my videos posting. I'll be filming some new ones. But yeah, having a lot of fun with that. So subscribe to Mel the Gamer. Also, let me see. Oh, that's right, Alice in Borderland 2, season 2. I'm definitely gonna have another review, a live stream discussion on that too. Um, yeah, because that was amazing. I can't ever stop talking about it enough. So that's gonna be a separate day. I'll post in the community posts what day or time is a good time to do all that, because I'm excited. There's a lot of things I need to talk about in regards to that. So if you also watched Alice in Borderland and you want to join that discussion, then bring your questions, bring your comments, and we'll talk about that as well. Let me see what else. Am I forgetting something? I'm pretty much just gonna have to get off because this festive music next door is just it's a little too loud. But in the meantime, thank you to those of you who tuned in and stayed with me throughout this review. I appreciate it. And yeah, also, if you're going to be watching the replay, if you're currently watching the replay, thank you so much for your support. And I hope to see you next time. Should be next Friday. I know that I couldn't do yesterday because I had to take some of my jewelry orders to the post office. But I will. I should be back at. You know what? I think since I'm off work for a couple weeks, I may have it on Saturday. I may have it on Saturday until I have to go back to work. Um, so I think in the meantime, just stay tuned. I'll just let you all know when if I decide Friday or Saturday. Um, but yeah, stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Stay tuned to Mel the Scientist. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to Mel the Scientist. I'm actually in the process of filming and editing a really great video that I cannot wait to publish. And I'm really excited to do it. Um, yeah, it's I'm actually going to be filming it tomorrow as well with my family. You'll see what it is when I post it. I'm not going to give anything away, but I'm really excited to do it. It's going to be a non-reaction, non like compilation of my trip to San Francisco. So it's going to be something completely different, completely new for my channel, and I cannot wait to do it. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it. Take care and stay safe. And yeah, um, take care. Peace.